You need to be diversifying your reading, whether it's by Black authors, POC authors, whether it's just books from marginalized communities. Okay, you can't just be reading your, no offense, mediocre white books. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be giving 5 book recommendations by Black authors. The genre is fantasy because I mainly read fantasies. If you want me to also give romance, let me know, because I do have some romance books. Not a lot, but some, because I don't really read romance. But yeah, today's video is going to be 5 fantasy books by Black authors that you guys need to read in 2025. The first book I'll be recommending is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. This is the first book in the Legendborn cycle. We currently have the second book. The third book comes out next year. And I think there's a 4th book coming. It's supposed to be a trilogy, but it's no longer going to be a trilogy. So this, I am obsessed with this book. I love this world that Tracy Deonn has created. It's an easy read. You fly through it. It's not very difficult to get into. It's not very difficult to understand. And as a, what's it called? I'm very much into the King Arthur lore. Like, I love anything to do with King Arthur, any retelling of King Arthur. I'm a big Merlin fan. So when I found out that it's just like a King Arthur kind of retell, not a retell, but you get, I wanted to read it. This is Bree, our main character. She's 16. She's just lost her mom, so she's grieving. And she is just found out that she's gotten into this university or college, as Americans would call it. And because she's I'll say like a UK version of gifted and talented. And so she's gotten to go to this school, this university, as a high schooler. On the first night being on campus, she witnesses a magical attack and that she wasn't supposed to see, because it's supposed to be like a secret society. And this mage follows her to try and wipe her memory. And in trying to do so, which he failed, he unlocked Bree's powers. In unlocking Bree's power, she also remembered what happened the night her mom died. So she obviously that wants her, that makes her want to find out the truth about who she is, what's going on. And she finds out that like there are these Legendborn people society, and they are descendants of King Arthur, and there's a war brewing going on, and Bree this just follows Bree trying to discover the truth, whether she wants to join the fight or take down the society. And you just follow Bree's journey. This book is amazing. Like, as a debut, it was so good. So I feel like if you haven't read Legendborn yet, you need to pick it up next year. You need to pick it up in 2025. It was one of my favorite reads. I can't remember. I think I read it the year it came out, and it was one of my favorite reads. The next book I'll be talking about is Blood Cyan by Deborah Falaye. This is the first book in, I want to say duology or trilogy. I'm not sure. But the second book was supposed to come out last year, but it didn't, because I think Deborah wanted to take a break or something. So I think it's coming out next year. I'm not sure. But it's called War Widow. This is the first book. It's based on like Nigerian folklore, mythology kind of stuff. This follows Salone. Salone is a descendant of one of the Orisha gods, which is the Shango, which is the god of heat and fire. In this world, you are not allowed to have powers, basically. And I think Salone has powers, but because she's a descendant from the god. Her mom disappeared in hopes of hiding Salone, and Salone is known that she's had powers, and she knows that she has to keep it a secret, or she risks losing her life, because having powers is not acceptable. So anyway, in this world, at the age of 15, it's like Hunger Games, where you can be selected to go join this whatever. So it's not like when I say Hunger Games, more like the selection process part. So in this world, when you're 15, you get a letter if you've been chosen to join the army, and you have to basically go through this army training, and I think it's the last person standing that makes it. So Sloane gets chosen. She goes through the training, and she has to hide her powers while she's training. But obviously, it's kind of difficult when you have to make it. You have to go up in ranks, and for you to do that, you have to win. And obviously, she's got powers. It's going to be difficult for people to beat her. So it's just follows her trying to hide her powers, try to infiltrate this this army or whatever, and try to find what happened to her mom. Another very easy read. You fly through it. It's not difficult to understand. It's very accessible. That's the word I'm looking for. It's not, you don't get bored. It's very interesting. You'll love it. It's gory. I can't believe it's a YA and Sloane's 15 and she goes through all of the things she goes through, because it's this army training thing is brutal. When I tell you brutal, it's brutal. And you feel for them because they're all children, because like obviously they're going through all this military training and they're children. But yeah, you should read it. It's very good. Another one that a second book is, it's completed. The book is literally completed. It just needs to be released, that's all. The next book I'll be talking about is The Blood Trials by N.E. Davenport. This follows Ikenna. Ikenna is going through a lot. She lives in a world where it's very misogynistic, very racist. Like, people don't like who she is because of where she, like, just when I say misogynistic and racist, just you get the picture. She has just found out that her grandfather has been killed, and she spirals out of control. In this world, the Republic, she's been initiated into the Republic's elite force, and they have to go through all these trials to try and prove themselves. However, Ikenna has the blood magic that is very forbidden in the Republic. You're not allowed to have blood magic. Ikenna has that magic, and she also has to, like in Bloodline, has to hide the fact that she has these powers. So she wasn't going to join, after her grandfather died, she wasn't going to join this elite force. But then when she found out that it could be murder because of someone found out that her grandfather knew that she had magic or whatever, she ends up deciding to join the elite force so that she could infiltrate it to find out who killed her grandfather so she can kill them too, and obviously to find out more about herself. I really love this book because it's fantasy, but it also has like technology stuff. It's quite futuristic. I feel like a lot of fantasy, I don't know, it's because there's magic, but there's also technology. If you want, I don't know how to explain that, but it's very interesting. I loved it. It's a duology. It was supposed to be a trilogy, but they ended up kind of forcing N.E. Davenport to make it into a duology. So there's the Blood Trials, and then there's the Blood Gift. This is another book that you fly through. Ikenna is so unhinged. I love her. She takes no nonsense. When I tell you no nonsense, she does not care. I love this girl down. Like, they could never make me hate her at all. It's Ikenna. Like, I love her. So the next book I'll be talking about is Immortal Dark by Tigest Germa. This is a vampire story, enemies to lovers, actual enemies to lovers. If you want to read a book that isn't wrongly marketed as enemies to lovers, you actually feel that the characters hate each other and you don't see how they will become lovers, this is the book for you. This book right here. Well done. It follows Kidan. Kidan's lost her sister. Her sister's gone missing. Her family are all dead, and she believes that it's her family vampire, Susenyos, that's behind all of these things. And so she decides to join this university, Oxley University, which is part of a arcane society, so it's a secret society, and she joins it just so she could prove that Susenyos is the person behind all of these things that's happened to her family. So it's basically just Kidan trying to convince the people and to prove to the people of this society that Susenyos is behind all of these things, and she's still trying to look for her sister. And then Sesenius is trying to prove to Kitan that he's got nothing to do with it. He's also trying to find who is behind all of this, who's kind of framing him. And it's a very interesting read from the very first page to the very last page. Very beautiful. There were plot twists that I loved. There was things I did not see coming at all. Very well written. Very easy to read as well. I know I keep saying they are easy to read, but they are easy to read. I've said in my previous video when I was doing my last wrap up where I talked about Immortal Dark, a lot of people didn't like Kedan because she just does whatever she wants, okay? She's unhinged. A lot of people want unhinged female characters and they get it and they get annoyed, but I didn't. I love Kedan. She's another one that I will defend forever. She's that girl. Anyway, you need to read this. It's very good. Book 2 is coming out probably next year, I think. So pick it up. Last but not the least, the book I'll be recommending is Sing Me to Sleep by Gabby Burton. It's also one of my favorite fantasy reads. I read this last year when it came out. I was obsessed with this book. I still am obsessed with this book. It's a duology. It's completed. The second book, Drama with Dreams, is out as well. Beautiful book. This book follows Sorsha. Sorsha's a siren, but no one knows she's a siren, aside from her adopted family. She has a little sister who's human. Also, you're not technically allowed to be human, so she's also, you know, hiding her identity. Somebody tries to blackmail Sorsha, so she starts investigating leads her into becoming the prince's personal guard, the prince's personal bodyguard, and she just, obviously she's trying to find information about who's blackmailing her, who's trying to expose what she is or who she is. So she becomes Hayes, Prince Hayes' personal bodyguard, and then Prince Hayes is tasked into looking for the person that's been killing the people in the kingdom, which happens to be Sorsha. Because she's a siren, she can't control her powers. She has the urge to kill, so she does. So obviously Prince Hayes is tasked into finding the person that's killing the people in the kingdom, which happens to be Sorsha, who happens to be his personal bodyguard. You see where I'm going with that? Good story. It's another very well written debut novel. It gets better with book 2. I don't know what else to tell you to convince you to read it. If you're into the Cruel Prince, it's kind of that. It's on similar level, but Hayes and Sorsha actually likes each other from the first book. So yeah, you should read it. It's very well written. I have, just think of every single, this is how much I love this book. I have every single edition you can possibly think of. I have the UK hardcover, paperback cover, very little edition. I have the US cover, hardcover. I have it all because I love this book so much. And yeah, you should also read it. So those are all the books that I will be recommending in this video. 5 books, very easy reads. You fly through them. Aside from Mortal Instrument, aside from Immortal Dark and Blood Science, the other books are either completed or the second book is already out. So yeah, you should pick it up, read them, and if you have read them, let me know what you think in the comments. These are one of my favorite reads. Like, I will forever always recommend this book. Even though Immortal Dark I've just read this year, I'm obsessed with it. I can't wait to read the second book when it comes out. But yeah, those are my recommendations. Thank you for watching the video, and bye.